Hey guys, welcome to Bath Fizz and Foam. My name is Robin French Smith. My name is Robin French Smith. My name is Robin French Smith. It's Monday. Let's do a Make With Me Monday. Let's make something together. You make something, I'll make something, we'll make something. We are off to an auspicious start, I can already tell. Okay, so today we are working with, I really wanted to make bubble bars, but the humidity is still really low here for me, and it's like a really small time frame, like a really small window where I'm able to make things in low humidity. So we're gonna hit it right now while we can. You know, you gotta get it while you can. Strike when the iron's hot, all those things. So in here I have dry humidity. I have dry recipe C1. It hasn't gone to my testers yet because that's going to go in the next round in about 2 weeks. And I tweaked it. I had to tweak it a little bit, and then now I'm doing a double batch on it. So that's what's in here. Here's my liquids. It's a lot of liquids. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, gonna add that in. And then I'm gonna weigh my citric acid. So today, I'm thinking, okay, on Friday, I made some black heart bath bombs in the Face-to-Face Friday for kind of like an anti-Valentine's Day theme. If anybody's into anti-Valentine's Day. So I made some black hearts, and then today I'm going to make some black roses. And I'm going to use the Cada rose mold. Let me cover this because I don't want the dust to go everywhere. So I'm going to use the Cada rose mold. Oh, hey, there's people. Hello, hello. So, yeah, so we're going to use this, and then we're going to test it out. I haven't tested this in like a 3D shape mold. But we're gonna use the Cada rose mold. For me, this mold has really never been like a struggle for me, and I do have I have a YouTube on this mold. So if you're struggling with it, you can watch that YouTube on it. But I'll just show you how I use it today. While this is mixing, let me get my citric acid going. We'll just turn that off, and I'll weigh out my citric acid. The struggle bus today. Oh my god. You guys, if you watched the Face-to-Face Friday, you know that somebody messaged me, and they're like, I would have called it an F it Friday, because like so many things were going wrong. I don't know. I don't understand. And I was like, I asked if Mercury, I was like, is Mercury in retrograde? And they said yes. And I was like, I kind of knew it though, because, hold on, let me get my, where are you, Scooper? That morning when I had gone to take my son to school, my little clicky doodad for the garage didn't work either. Then when my husband came home, it works just fine. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing the best I can, you know. Hold on, I can't. Okay. I can. Also, you guys, today, this is really exciting. I was converting ingredients from weight to volume, which is not something I commonly do, but I was converting ingredients from weight to volume, and like on a wild hair, I decided to check and see if coarse SLSA weighs something different than fine SLSA, because I like the high humidity recipe calls for coarse and fine SLSA, and it's been a thorn in my side ever since we released that recipe, because people are like, they freak out, and they're like trying to find coarse and fine, and they can't tell which ones they have, and kind of all this stuff, and it's always kind of been like, and I've tried to come up with like different ways to like help people visually see the difference between them. So anyway, I was like, oh, you know what I'm gonna weigh them and see if they weigh different. And my hypothesis was that the coarse SLSA would weigh less than the fine SLSA because it's taking up less volume, right? Because the little granules are bigger. So I thought that it would weigh less. But I was wrong. The coarse SLSA weighs more than the fine SLSA. And I don't know what the implications of that discovery are. But I am like, I just discovered it like maybe 30 minutes ago, or like less than an hour ago. And I'm like rocked. What does it mean? What does it mean? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to wrap my head around what that, like how that translates. So basically, I don't know, I had to look at my thing. It was like, I can't remember if I was doing like 1 teaspoon. I think I was doing 1 teaspoon of coarse SLSA and 1 teaspoon of fine SLSA. Sorry, I just scraped the sides of my bowl. Because did you see there was like skadoosh on the side? So I was doing 1 teaspoon. So basically 1 teaspoon of fine SLSA weighed about 3 grams. And 1 teaspoon of coarse SLSA weighed about 3.5 grams, or 3.6. Like, it weighed, and so I'm not talking like this is like a tiny difference. Like, that's a pretty significant difference, especially when you're talking like grams. So if you went from like grams to cups, that would have a huge implication too. So I'm trying to wrap my brain around like what that actually means. I haven't yet realized what that discovery means. I haven't had time to process it. If you're like ahead of me brainwave wise and you know what it means, then tell me. I'm thinking for bubble bars it would have like the biggest impact, right? Because, right? I'm gonna rewatch this later, and I'm gonna be like watching myself try to think, and I'm gonna be laughing. Okay, so we're gonna make black. We're gonna use the black color study. So guys, I'm sorry if you guys are commenting. I see like I see a bunch of people on the live. If you're commenting, I can't see it, so maybe nobody's commented, but maybe people have. But for some reason, I can see like there's a little number up there that tells me how many people are watching. But this little thing, there's like usually a feed right here. I don't see anything right there. So it could be my connection sucks, which I've been told my connection sucks. Or it could be that people aren't saying anything, but normally you're saying hi to me. So, okay, so I'm going to start off with, okay, so this will be 1, it's not going to be as precise because I don't have my half measurement. I only have half teaspoon, quarter teaspoon, and a full teaspoon, so. But we're going to do 1 to 1. We're going to do 1 part each of these and 2 parts each of these, but possibly 3 parts each of these. I might add more of these. Kind of depends. So that's the goal. And then that will give us a really beautiful black. I'm using Lake colorants, so I don't have to worry about it staining. Because I'm using polysorbate 80 in my recipe, and it's a good test for this recipe for me to be adding I need to be adding all this colorant, because that can dry a mix out if you add a whole lot of colorant. So it's a good, that's a good test, right guys? Yeah, so okay, so here's what I was saying though about the SLSA. Y'all are like, really? Yes, I'm back on that. I think it will have like the biggest implication for bubble bars, because let's say that you use our recipe and you use fine SLSA. And let's say, I don't know what it has off the top of my head. Let's say it calls for 100 grams and you used fine SLSA, you would have, but say it's use coarse SLSA and you do 100 grams, you're actually getting less SLSA in the mix. You're getting less like pound oomph for your doomph. I don't know how else to describe it. Does that make sense? Which means then that if you're using a recipe that is by volume, here's where the thing is. If you're using a recipe, like say you bought a recipe on Etsy and it's by volume and it tells you to put in 1 cup of SLSA and you put in 1 cup of coarse SLSA, you've actually put in more weight-wise than you would have put if you put fine. I'm sorry that you guys are like trying to you guys are having to watch me like sit here and try to think about this. Anyway, as soon as this is over and I post the links in the feed and stuff like that, the video for Micah's Lakes and Dyes, coloring bath bombs using Micah's Lakes and Dyes, it is ready. I posted it to YouTube this morning. It's not live yet because I still have to go in and like edit the description of it, but it's ready, it's posted, so that's exciting. And I'm mentioning that because I'm using the embeds, but not actually embeds, they're like miniature bath bombs, but I'm using those to add as my quote-unquote embeds for this recipe. And what's fun is that some of these are lakes and some of these are dyes that are in that purple thing. So you'll be able to, so you can use lakes as embeds. You just have to add a little bit of polysorbate 80 to the mix, but you can definitely use lakes in embeds if you want to, and it just, you know, requires more, period, requires more. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna mix in that white stuff, but look at that. Yes, that is a sexy black. I'm not even lying about that. I wish I had done just a half batch in retrospect because those roses are, I have a smaller size of the rose mold and those look pretty small, so that's going to be maybe kind of annoying, so we'll see. So I'm just kind of going in there and I'm breaking up any like little clumps that didn't get broken up in the mixer. I could probably pop it back into the mixer one more time now that I scraped the sides, and in fact I'll do that. Pop it back in the mixer one more time. Okay, but that's a really good black. So guys, our black color study is on the Baptism Foam website. If you are trying to learn how to color your bath bombs and you're interested in using lakes, dyes, or micas, that video is coming out today. If you're coloring your bath bombs and you just would like a color study, you can check out our Facebook page. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna stop. You can check out our color studies. Oh my god. Also, at the end of this video, since I can't see if anybody's commenting, and I'm sure you are, but I'm just gonna keep talking then. At the end of the YouTube video this time, I included some bloopers for you guys. Hope you enjoy them. Usually I don't include bloopers, but I don't know. I just decided to. I just thought it would be fun this time. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's move Mixie. Goodbye. Oh! It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Everything's okay. We are going to add some binder. I use water as my binder. I love the way it works as long as you're using like a spray bottle like that. I've never had any issues with it activating. And then you do have to make sure that you like mix it in pretty well because you can get little warts if you don't mix it in, but I love using water as a binder. I think it makes really nice hard bath bombs. So you can use witch hazel. You can use rubbing alcohol. Amanda uses like a 50-50 blender. She used to when she lived in Kansas City. So there's all different ways to do it. There's no wrong or right way. All right, let's get this party started. And if my I mentioned earlier, my Wi-Fi has been accused of being less than primo. I don't take it personally. It probably is. I think I'm gonna go buy a Wi-Fi booster today, maybe, to like see if that helps a little bit. Okay, I also have these little. I use these to keep my round molds, round bath bombs round on the bottom. So I'm going to use these to help myself unmold these. So let's get going. I don't know how much these are going to weigh. So I always start off with the, do I start off that way? No, I think in the video I do it with the rose part in the top. So let's try doing it with the rose part in the bottom. Let's see what happens. Okay. I think either way will work. And then I'm going to add some embeds. I'm going to add one lake embed and one dye embed. Just because I'm crazy like that. Just living a crazy life. Alright. Alright. Governor. Robin Fritz Smith. So my husband's name is Matt Smith. And he was on like in some different Facebook group, and there was a Matt Smith who commented, and then another Matt Smith who replied. So then he, in a very meta moment, he also replied. So you have like Matt Smith commenting, Matt Smith replying, and Matt Smith replied. And so I told him he needed to make a Facebook group called Hello, My Name is Matt Smith. And just like the entire group is all people who are named Matt Smith. And I have never wanted to be like, to have a name that was like just like everybody else's until that moment. I'm like, I love the concept of a group where everybody has the same name. And like, if you tag anybody, you're all tagging each other because you all have the same name. I don't know. It struck my funny bone. That's all I can say. Okay, I put this towel down to help keep the bath bombs from rolling around on here. And then we'll keep going. I'm so sad that I can't see comments. I know you guys have to be commenting, right? You're commenting, right? It's gonna be so lonely if I don't get comments the whole time. Then I'll have to come up with things to say, and like, you don't understand. That's like, you really want to give me the power to just say whatever? No comments, no questions, nothing like that. Here's a thing. I know that some of you guys are going to be curious about the Bath Fizz and Foam Testers group, because I mentioned that at the beginning. So I had it opened up for, I said I was gonna open it for 48 hours, and I wanted to stay true to my word, so I did leave it open for 48 hours, but really, like, I didn't have to. I could have shut it after, honestly, I could have shut it after like 5 hours, because I think like over 500 requests to join, so I could have shut it down, but I felt bad because, like, I know it's an international group, there's like time zone things, so I didn't want to just like be that person, you know. So anyway, I was looking for a very specific set of criteria, like very specific set of experience and humidity and stuff like that. So if you didn't make the test group last time, don't let that discourage you from requesting to join when I open it back up, because it may be But now you have exactly what I'm looking for, because I'm looking for, and I can't tell you what I'm looking for because then you'll know. And then you'll just answer the questions the way I want you, the way you think you want me to. It's like have you guys ever taken a psychology test where they like, and you're like, what are they actually asking me? Like, if I say, you know, they're like, do you think that you're special? And you're like, I mean, yeah. Like, it's like, if I say yes to this, does that mean I'm a narcissist? Like, or they'll have questions like, I hate these kinds of questions. They'll have questions like, have you ever wanted to hurt somebody? I mean, yeah, I have, okay? Am I a psychopath now? Oh my god. So, anyway, I don't want you guys to be like, to develop like a complex over it. So, yeah. I hope that you guys know what I'm talking. Here's what's funny though. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny, but it is funny. My older brother, like, I love him so much, but he has always had mental health issues, and that's one of the reasons that I feel like mental health is really important. I try to be like really open and honest with you guys. I'm like, yep, I'm seeing my therapist again and getting my medications tweaked and stuff like that, you know, because I try to be like really like transparent about that kind of stuff. I feel like mental health is important and we don't talk about it enough in our society. But he, at one point, he sent me, I think it was like one of my divorces, oh my god, I sound terrible. I was like, having to do like a psychological evaluation for one of my divorces, and they said, so my brother calls me, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna help you, you're about to take this test, it's a psych eval, you know, I'm gonna help you. So, because he's like, I've taken a lot of these, so let me tell you, I know how to answer these questions. If they ask you if you hear voices, say no. And I was like, okay. I would have said no anyway because I don't hear voices, you know? I was just like, oh my god. And it was simultaneously like really funny and also just like, I don't know, it's where I'm like, I love you so much that like you would really try to be like helping me like beat this test, but then like, I don't know. I hope I don't offend anybody with that. Like, I love my brother so much. I used to work with kids in the juvenile justice system, and a lot of them have like co-occurring things like that, where it's like, you know, there's like mental health things going on, and it's like unrecognized in the state of Texas. I don't know. I hope that where you live, they really help take care of people who have mental health issues, and like really help. Is this Mental Health Awareness Month? I'm sorry, I don't know how I got on this. Anyway, I really hope that they help them with that, but Texas is like terrible about it. So, yeah. Anyway, I guess I'll leave a link to NAMI at the bottom of this feed. See, this is what happens when I can't see comments. You guys are just letting me just run my mouth. Just talk about whatever comes to my little pretty head. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I think that, so I've been molding it with the rose thing on the top. I haven't had any issues with it. I don't have to pack it in there at all. So I think if people are experiencing the little edges of it breaking, maybe you need a recipe that has more oil in it. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. This is the problem. Like, on our YouTube page, originally I started it to do like mold tutorials, because people were asking me like all the time, like, how do I use this mold? How do I use that mold? And so there's a few mold tutorials on there, but like it got to the point where like people were like, can you do this mold? And I'm like, I mean, I can, but I don't have a problem with that mold. So it's like it's hard for me to help. I don't think that I'm going to be helpful to you if I don't have a problem with it myself, and like I can't tell you how to troubleshoot something because it's not a problem for me, which sounds like super, I don't know. I don't want it to come off the wrong way. You know what I mean? Look, I'm like all in my head now because I'm all alone. Poor donkey. Okay. Wait, what's today? Today, oh, okay, Monday. But, so, in the face-to-face, I'm sorry, that's disgusting. My nose is like starting to run though. In the face-to-face Friday book group, in the face-to-face Friday this last week, I mentioned to them that starting February, the first Friday of every February, we will be doing a live bath bomb making session in Saponification Nation. So, if you are in this group, you probably already know about Saponification Nation. Hold on, I've got to get a tissue. Hold on. I'm sorry. I was looking like a wild animal. Heathen, like one of my children who comes home with like their entire sleeve is like covered in snot, and I'm like, they didn't have tissues in your classroom? I sent like 20 boxes of tissues at the beginning of the year. Okay, anyway, if you're in this group, you probably already know about Saponification Nation. If you do not, it's the sister group to this group. It's run by Amanda Aaron, and it's all about soap making. So if you're interested in learning to make soap, that's a great group for you. A lot of you probably already have heard of that group, or maybe you came from that group. So if you are not, I will leave a link to that and let you guys know. So that will be the first Friday of every month, and we'll start that in February. And it'll be the same time as the other lives. And then if you miss it, I'm going to do the replay in the On the Bath Fizz and Foam business page, the one that's not this page, just so you guys can have another place where you can view it. But yeah, just want to let you know that's another thing that we're going to start doing, mostly because we were talking about it. It was like, you know, it's our sister group, but we don't really cross promote it. But I also don't want to just like be posting bath bombs in that group because it's not really a bath bomb group, and I don't want to just randomly start a live in there. And I was like, okay, first Friday, I can remember that. That's easy. You know, I got to pick things I can remember. First Friday, Make With Me Monday, Face-to-Face Friday. I'm a simple human being, okay? I'm complicated, but in some ways I'm very simple, okay? So yeah. So that's just a little heads up for you guys. And like I said, the YouTube for Micah's Lakes and Dyes, I'll have that up as soon as I'm done with this. I'll just go, I already uploaded it and all that stuff. I just have to do the video description. So that'll be ready for you guys. Look, you guys had so many questions about Micah's Lakes and Dyes and using them in bath bombs and like how much to use. And the video is 30 minutes long as it is. And I could have kept going. Like I could have kept going. So I tried to answer like as many questions as I could, but obviously there's just so much information out there, and there's like a few parts of the video where I say something and I'm like, I said this, but it's also this, and so like I debate, and I was like, okay, I can't go through and clarify everything. I'm just gonna have to leave it as is and maybe come back in the future and do like a follow-up, kind of highlighting each one individually, because yeah, there's just so much to cover and just like not enough time. The one thing I didn't do that I'm going to do in the description is I didn't put my recommended amounts like usage amounts based off of my testing. So I will put that into the description, and I thought about going back and re-reporting a part and talking about that, and I was like, I just can't. Like, it's already so long, and I've already been editing it. I've been working on that video for like almost 2 weeks now, I think. It's just a lot of information. So I think I'm done. I was like, I'm done. I can't do any more on it. I just can't. Like, I have other things I'm working on too, so I'm like, it's gonna have to be good for now. But just know I could have kept going, and I know that you guys had like so many really good questions, because I asked in the group, like, what are questions you have about bath bombs, and you guys had so many good questions. So I tried to address as many as I could. And also, like, a lot of what I say, so some of what I say is just like my opinion, so it's not like a law. You know, so like, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. It's just like my opinion, or it's based off my experience. That's the only thing that's all I can tell you, man. You just have to base it off my experience. Oh, I unmolded the wrong way. Okay, flour. Okay, so if I unmold the wrong way, I'm gonna have to be really gentle. I'm gonna put my thumb to the side. I might have broken it. Let's see. He's a little scuffed up. Okay, that'll be my tester. Whoops, my bad, sorry, little guy. All right, last one. Okay, so I would say, I would give this batch, I would give this recipe an A+. I really like it. I tweaked something because of the performance in the bathtub. I wasn't like thrilled with one aspect of it when I tub tested it. So I tweaked something, and then that will, yeah, I'm happy about that. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm very thrilled with myself today. And I'm sorry, I know I really wanted to do bubble bars. Oh, there's so many like ideas I have for bubble bars that I really wanted to do. But like I said, I gotta strike while the iron's hot and all that stuff. Because I don't know. Because my humidity doesn't drop this low very often. Usually it's like gazillion% humidity. But right now, even with it raining outside, it's still 39% humidity, which is a little bit higher than what I had my testers playing around with, or what I was, you know, what their humidity is. But it's still low for me, so. All right, here we go. Put this in the thing. And, yeah, I have a black bath bomb from Lush. That's part of the reason I'm making these, because I have a black bath bomb from Lush, and I read the reviews, and all the reviews are like, it stained my tub, bro. It stained my tub. And I was like, all right, I'm down to try it. I'm DTF around with black bath bombs from Lush. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. So I made these, you know. Look how pretty, guys. Oh my god. Don't you love them all? I really wish I could see the comments. I'm sure you guys are saying like, oh my god, Robin, you're just like so good at what you do. And I'm like, thank you, stop. But I can't see the comments. So, I'm sure when I log off and I post this and I do like the little, oh, my glove broke. And I do the little description and then I'll be able to see people's comments. So that'll be awesome. I'll see all the times that you're like, Robin, you're so good. I'm like, stop it. But in the meantime, I will say goodbye for now and happy making. And I will include links to everything. So don't worry. I got you. I got you, boo. I got the links for this and that and the color study and all those things. I got you. I got you. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much and happy making.